Surely it was Theresa May looking at a humiliating defeat. All her efforts over the past days and weeks to persuade members of all political persuasions that her deal is the only one available and the only one worth supporting appear to have failed. It's just a question of the margin of defeat. To discuss this in greater detail and have a chat about what happens next, I'm joined by Nadibaidze from the think tank Open Europe, a group obsessed with all things political and European. So a moment of drama is finally approaching after all these months and weeks of deliberation, sometimes contentious and bad-tempered. Is there any chance, do you think, that Theresa May can rescue this deal?
So I think we are expecting a defeat for the government tonight. The size of the defeat will be quite difficult to predict at the moment, but it will determine much of the further steps ahead. So if it's a sizable defeat, then that brings a lot of instability for the future of Brexit. If not, then we might not exclude the possibility of the Prime Minister to going back to Brussels and asking for more clarifications.
Yeah, there is discussion, or there is rumour of Jean-Claude Juncker clearing his diary and rushing back to Brussels to be at his desk tomorrow morning should Theresa May need his help. We had a letter from them on Monday. It was nice. It was a nice letter. It was a supportive letter, but it didn't deliver anything like the legal certainty about the Irish backstop. Is there anything more that they can do? Have they been just kidding us up to this point?
And the German Foreign Minister today as well said that there might be further talks. Actually, well, the EU would be waiting for the Prime Minister to give some clarity on what is it that Parliament wants, and that's going to be a major problem for the Prime Minister.
Because no one knows, right? She's called this next phase uncharted political territory. There are a number of options, including, as you say, a second referendum, the calamitous possibility of a no-deal Brexit, a general election. What do you think is the best way out of this mess for the British political system?
So I think the British Parliament is clearly, where there is a majority, is to avoid a no deal. And the EU also is seeking to avoid this scenario.
Okay, good.
So
what next? I mean, what are the other options that you think might gain some traction?
Definitely, we cannot exclude the possibility of Prime Minister, as I said, going back to the EU and asking for clarifications, not renegotiation of the withdrawal agreement. But there needs to be, the EU needs to be certain that will actually change something. There is a possibility of delaying the Brexit deal, and a lot of EU officials have been saying that they are ready for a delay until July. That's the maximum.
Okay, on the delay issue, do you think that the European Union would be willing to give a delay just to allow more of this turmoil to unfold, or do you think they'll impose some kind of condition? Yes, we can extend this deadline, but you need to come up with a plan by a certain date. I mean, their patience is not inexhaustible, is it?
Right. I think there needs to be a valid reason for a delay. So usually we've been saying either a second referendum or a general election, or what would also be logical is to ask for a delay if once the Parliament ratifies the agreement, then just asking for the delay to implement the necessary legislation. So in that case, the EU would be willing to. But if it causes more uncertainty, then we're on.
And no to an open-ended delay to allow British politics to indulge in what we've been just
likely.
Sure. Okay, Anna, thank you very much for that, your perspective there. We will be waiting anxiously for the next few minutes. This should not take long, surely, given that those